Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a Stamp and Chat with Kay. It's great to be here today. Happy December 3rd. Oh, good. We have a lot of watchers already and my regulars. Yay! Thanks for joining in this morning. We're going to make a card with my I'm so predictable with my favorite stamp set, In the Pines, which I featured as my kit to go in November, and I liked it so much I just couldn't stop making cards with it, so I made way beyond the 4 cards that I normally do for a kit, and I even made a top 10 card with, I think it's like 7 layers. That's the one I'm going to do for you today, that I created for my downline who earned their top 10 spot in sales last month. Actually, was it last month? No, actually, I think it was October sales, but we celebrated, we always celebrate the following month. So this is the card I gave them for being top 10 in October sales. Good morning. Yes, I'm only having my second cup of coffee. Oh, I have a pretty mug. Not new. This is probably 20 years old. But it's fun to get out, I had to dig way into the back of the mug closet to find it. Oh, you are having coffee too. Welcome. Wonderful. And you are sharing. Yay. Let me show you what we're going to give away. 2 yards of this red satin ribbon. That's what we're going to be using on the card. I'd love to give the gems away. I'm on my last pack, so I can't. Oh, goodness. I know everybody thinks I have an unending supply of products, but I don't. I actually use them up and move on to the next thing that Stampin' Up! Is offering. So FYI, I will soon be moving on to all of the good things coming out in our January through June catalog. I'm so excited about it, but I haven't played a lot with it yet because I've been so busy with all of the wonderful things we have in our August through December mini catalog. And just as a FYI, everything we're using today, well, almost everything, is, this whole bundle is out of that August through December holiday catalog, which actually goes till January 4th, but I suppose they had to call it something, and it would have been too weird to say August through January 4th. I mean, it's already a mouthful. Oh, goodness. Well, okay. I am so chatty today. I've got a like I said, it's only my second cup of coffee, but I have to focus because I think I have 11 card shares today. Oh, it's incredible. So many pretty cards were mailed to me or that I received in swaps, so I want to share them with you. All right, so I'm going to just get right rolling here. You're thinking, oh, about time. Well, the first card I want to share with you, actually, should I share this now or should I share this later? Oh, I'll share it now. All right, so this month in December, my card kit to go is the Nothing Better Than. So I debuted that on Tuesday, so you can go to my blog and it's just right there, www.stampingtoshare.com, and I'm already getting so many people who want to participate. It's very exciting, so thank you. And here is an idea that my downline sent using this very bundle. And so it's really super cute. Get ready to screenshot. But this is from Pam Salinas. She is a member of my downline who lives in Wisconsin. So let me share it with you. And it's the cookie one. Here it is. So pretty. And I love it. So thank you so much, Pam. It just works out perfectly because that is my card kit to go for the month of December. Not the specific card, but I love this idea with all the cookies in the background. Looks like a big sheet of cookies in the background. That somebody took a bite out of everyone. All right, then we have a whole slew of Thanksgiving cards. So I'm going to start with another one that I love as far as bundles go, because you all know I also did the Love of Leaves bundle for a card kit to go, and that was in October, I believe. Nope, that was September, I think. Yes, it was September. So one of my really treasured longtime customers took that bundle, Love of Leaves, and sent a pretty, pretty Thanksgiving card to me. So thank you, Lynn Washer from Georgia. Oh, and she sent such a nice note inside. I actually read it out loud to my husband, which I don't do that very often. Of course, he knows Lynn because we went out to eat one time when I was visiting in Georgia. So really love this card. Thank you so much, Lynn. And another pretty Thanksgiving card. This is from my downline member, another one from Wisconsin. I have lots of downline members in Wisconsin and South Dakota, and looking for more, so keep that in mind. But this one is from Lynn Newton, and again, downline member in Wisconsin, and I love this. She also used Love of Leaves bundle and the beautiful paper that coordinates with that bundle. Oh my gosh, what was it called again? Autumn, right? Autumn something, gilded, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe somebody could write that in for me in the comments. Can't remember the name of that paper. So pretty, it's just gorgeous. So thank you so much, Lynn. Another Thanksgiving card. You know her well. She is a very dear customer, longtime customer right here locally, Elaine Wheeler. She always sends my husband and I a holiday card, no matter what the holiday. And so, of course, she sent one to me for Thanksgiving. I love the way she arranged the die cuts on this card. Isn't this so beautiful? I love the way she took the 3-leaf cutouts and arranged them in like a medallion shape. Don't you love that? And then the little bit of gold sequins. So pretty. So thank you so much, Elaine. You are a treasure. All right. The next card is from another customer. So this one is from Sherry Myers. She's here in Minnesota too and lives locally to me. She sent another just beautiful Thanksgiving card to me. She took the die cut and embossed it once it was die cut, and then it's just a very classic design, which I love. Look at all those hearts. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Of course, don't thank me. Thank all the people that love me, because that's where these cards are from. Here is a card from a watcher, because you guys know I do a giveaway. Well, not every single Facebook Live that I do, but, you know, my normal ones. So this is like a normal one. And this is from Judy Grinnell. So she got the first Frost Designer Series paper that I sent out as a prize, and she was the winner, and she made a card with it. Oh my gosh, and it's a super fun, fancy fold. I'm not giving you instructions, so you guys, you know I don't do that. I'm just sharing. Okay, so this is Judy's card, and it's beautiful. Judy is from Michigan. So here it is. It's a little, I think it's like 4x4. But it's got a really unique way of opening. So you can see there's a die cut out here, some little die cut trees, and then the first Frost Designer Series paper. But look at, so you open it up like this to see that inside panel, and then get ready, you open it up like this for another panel. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my gosh. I am in love with this card. So this little cutout here is from the front of the card. How smart is that? What a great way to use this paper. So anyway, I will never get rid of this card. It will be in my idea file forever. And maybe someday I'll take that idea and show you how to make it. But I love it. It's so, so pretty. So Judy, thank you so much. You are so kind to make me a thank you card. Another fancy fold card. This one is from my downline member who lives in Florida. So this is from Carol Sullivan, and she is using the Snowman Season Stamp Set. Not probably a lot of snow where Carol lives, but I'll tell you what, we all love snowman. Doesn't matter if we can actually make them or not. If we can't make them outside, at least we can make them inside in our craft room, right? So thank you, Carol. So this is a very pretty card. So let me open it up for you because I think you're going to love it. Look at here. So there's the big cutout here. And then you open it up and it's got this nice panel. I can't remember the name of that paper either. I'm having a real problem remembering the names of paper today, so sorry. But on the inside, so you keep going. You keep opening up this card. And then here's the inside panel. Oh, I love it. And then she used a sentiment from Still Scenes for the inside panel. So thank you so much, Carol. And this one is just a lovely, lovely Christmas card from her and her husband, Glenn. Oh, I can't stop looking at it. And it even uses that snow, what's the name of that? Winter Snow embossing folder. You'd think I could remember that, but I can't. Winter Snow embossing folder. I love it. So love this card. The next card is also from a downline member, and I can't remember. She's on the East Coast somewhere. I can't remember if it's North Carolina. Oh no. Or South Carolina. Oh no. Anyway, it's from Patty Pan. She's also in my downline. And I love this card. It uses the Wishes and Wonder bundle. Isn't it pretty? Oh, I think it's so nice. So sweet of you, Patty, to send me an early Christmas card. And I love the way the deer is just resting on that really large ribbon, because sometimes we don't know what to do with those really wide ribbons. I love to use those in my packaging to put under the tree. But it also looks really, really nice on a card, kind of as a layer. And then it helps anchor the deer. Look at all those hearts. You guys are amazing. You're getting lots of hearts, Patty. So fun. All right, then I have some swap cards to share with you now from my downline. So this one is from Kim Lundstrom. She's my assistant, and she is giving the love to a stamp set that is a returning favorite in our August through December catalog. It's called Christmas Gleaming. And isn't it sharp looking? And look at the way she did that ribbon. So super nice. And she used the Kirby dies on there. And doesn't that add just a nice touch at the top with that Christmas Gleaming Designer Series paper? Really special. So thank you so much, Kim. Oh, and I have to show you the inside. Kim always does her inside so beautifully. Look at that. I love how she takes that strip of Designer Series paper and just, boom, puts it right over the top, all the way down. It's so nice. So here's a good idea for an inside panel. And this is from a downline member who lives in Wisconsin. You'd think they all live in Wisconsin, but they don't. They're from all over. This one is from Dawn Chase. She is using the Snowflake Wishes bundle. And she has a peek through a window with a window sheet. So let me show you this one. And it's decorated on the inside. So there's so much Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine work on here. Because look at all of these layers on this snowflake. Loads and loads of layers. It's the, did I tell you it's the Snowflake Wishes bundle? I think I did, but I want to make sure you know that. So get ready for being amazed, because when you open this card up, oh, what do you see on the inside? More snowflakes, more die cutting. So she reverses the snowflake and puts it on the inside as well, all beautifully decorated. And here's the bottom portion of that. Yeah, I have pretty talented downline members, do I not? Amazing. And the final card from the day is from a downline member who lives in Wisconsin. I know, it's Wisconsin Day here. This is from Charmaine Metzinger. And she also uses the Snowflake Wishes bundle along with the Winter Snow embossing folder. One thing I love about this card is that there are, so what she did is she did the cutout, the snowflake cutouts, and then you can see the paper, the Snowflake Wonder or whatever it's called, Designer Series paper underneath, and it's peeking through and it looks so good, doesn't it? And then of course Charmaine likes to take that extra step and she embossed the sentiment before punching it out. So another really nice card with really great ideas. So thank you so much, Charmaine. And we got through them. We got through all of our fabulous cards. So I have to have a sip of coffee. You guys should too, because we need a break after all of that. And I have another surprise for you. I have a new mat. So when I flip the camera down, it's not going to be the same old, same old. So it's going to be different. So I know some of you are going to leave because you only want to see the cards that I got in the mail. But wait around until I flip the camera down. It's a good mat. Oh, goodness. All right, so I'm going to do that now. Give me just a second and then we'll get started making this card. All right, here we go. So let me share with you. First of all, do you love my mat? I'm so excited. And I think it shows up the cards really nicely. And I don't have to worry about centering my camera in my other thing that I was using. All right, so here we go. We are using, as I mentioned, in the Pines bundle. So it's this stamp set with these dies. They come together, 10% off when you buy them as a bundle. I am also using the Winter Snow embossing folder. And you've seen me use this before. I really love it. And for the inside sentiment, so here is the card. And the inside sentiment, so nice and so pretty. And that is from the Peaceful Boughs stamp set, which looks like this. It has just wonderful sentiments. And then, of course, all the pine cones and the tree branches and all of that. So I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started creating. So we're going to work on the inside panel first, and our inside panels are Pear Pizzazz. This is 4 by 5 1/4. I suppose I could put that so you can read it. 4 by 5 1/4, and again, that is Pear Pizzazz. Going to open up my Night of Navy ink, and I'm going to take the sentiment from the Peaceful Boughs. It took me years to learn how to say that word, so I'm kind of proud of myself that I did it without messing up. So we're just going to stamp that. May the spirit of peace gently fill your heart and home in this most wonderful time of the year. There's one, and here is the second one. Perfect. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put those inside panels into our card base. Our card base is Mossy Meadow. It is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then I've scored it at 4 1/4. So let's go ahead. I'm going to grab my bone folder. I'm sure all of you have bone folders. If you don't, maybe it's time to get one. It's so nice to be able to fold those fold lines and have them stay where they're supposed to stay. And you can get them really nice and crisp. And then when you're working with your cards, they're not popping up all over the place. They're behaving, which is what you want your cards to do. Kind of like your kids. You want them to behave too. Then I'm going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue. And we'll put that on the back. Just a little swirl there at the top. You don't need to be so tight with all of your inside panels. Keep them nice and loose and flowing, and it just looks more elegant that way. So there's one. We're going to set those way aside because we aren't going to need we aren't going to need our card bases now for a while. You might be wondering why I'm making 2 cards if you're fairly new to my videos. It's because I do 2 card giveaways. And I will be giving away this 2 yards of this satin ribbon in a couple of days when I do the drawing. The next thing we're going to do is grab some Night of Navy paper. I have it cut at 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. And then I ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the Winter Snow embossing folder. So let me show you what that looks like. You probably can't even tell, but it's very beautifully embossed with the snowflakes. The next thing you're going to need is a scrap of gold foil. So I just I just did this, you know, just put this out here so you could see that I'm using a scrap because I did pre-do this to save a little time. I also put something that I really love from Stampin' Up! That I think is kind of essential if you are using die cuts with a lot of detail that might be hard to either get the little pieces out or to put onto your card. And this is called our adhesive sheets from Stampin' Up! So you can cut these to size and then put them onto your different scraps that you're going to be using in your die cutting machine. And then look at here, I have some little trees that I die cut in advance. And I also have some little scraps of gold foil that I cut in advance to make little hills for our trees to be on. So this die cut has a lot of really beautiful cutouts. These dies, I don't know, Pine Woods dies or something like that. I can't remember the exact name as usual. What is it called? Pine Woods dies. Wow, I had it right. So just cut those out with this particular die. And then there's also some hills. And so I use this particular one for these cutouts. I cut it in half. And the first thing we're going to do is I've got a silicone mat here. I'm going to flip these over. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal on the back. And then we're going to put those on the card. And I'm keeping the seal towards the very bottom of these hills because I'm going to want to eventually tuck the tree in. And if I have adhesive towards the top, I'm not going to be able to tuck the tree in. So I just put the adhesive at the very bottom of the hill. Then what you're going to do is line up one of those edges with the edge of your embossed Night of Navy panel. And then you're going to do the exact same thing for this one over here. And you know, it might be that one side or the other sticks out a little bit. Now in this one I have it exactly perfect, but on this one there's a little bit of an edge. So if that happens, just take your scissors and trim that little edge away. It's not a big deal. All right, so these are ready to go. Then what we're doing is we're going to take these little pine trees, again, that I cut out in advance, and I did use the adhesive sheets on these. So when I pull it away, when I pull the adhesive away, it does a pretty good job of picking up the little tiny pieces that don't cut out fully. Well, I mean, they cut out fully, but you know, it's kind of a hassle to poke them all out. So sometimes when you pull that adhesive sheet away, a bunch of them will end up on the back, which is great because that makes your workload a little less work. But then every once in a while, you will get a few pieces that want to stay in there. So then just poke those out after if you can. Let's see if I can get them out of here. So as you can see, I have my, what is this called? My silicone mat under here because I know that this stuff won't stick to it. That's the point of a silicone mat. So then what you're going to do is you're going to lift up this edge because we didn't put adhesive here, and just stick the edge of that tree down. Let me see here if we're getting this tree in here right. My bottom got a little wobbly and it's a little tall. So again, I'm going to take my scissors and cut a little bit off the bottom so that my tree fits into this. There we go. Then, once you have it exactly where you want it, go ahead and just press it all in. Look at that. It's perfect now. I love it. So there's one done, and now we're going to do the other one. So again, I'm just going to pull away that adhesive backing, and then any that didn't come out, I will get out right now. Sometimes it's easy just to have them stick to your fingers like that and just be done with it. That seems to work. It's a little bit messy. Here's one that doesn't want to come out, so I'm going to poke at it. There we go. I think I got it. Now I've got them all over my fingers too, but that's okay. We're crafters, right? We're used to messes. There we go. We probably are good moms too, because as I mentioned, we're crafters, we're used to messes. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I actually homeschooled all my kids. And you know, when you have your kids in your house 24/7, there's messes. And I had 3 girls, and they were very creative, just like their mama, so we were always messing. All right, so here's our tree, and we are going to, again, pop up that bottom edge. We can stick that in. It's being a little difficult today. There we go. Have to keep pulling it away. Get that nice and centered, and then drop it in. Oh, that looks good. Beautiful. All right, so here we go. So we have those 2 done. Now I'm going to set those aside because we have some other things we're going to be working on. So the next thing you want to do is you want to build your panel. So our front panel is also Pear Pizzazz. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And we are going to need some 1 1/4 inch strips of Night of Navy, and it doesn't matter, they don't, you know, just so that they're bigger than this. And then what we're going to do is add some glue to these. So what I like to do is I'll use this as my handle side. So let me do that and get these set up. And then I kind of know where to put the glue. So then I can just turn it around, add my glue. Or you could do stamp and seal if that's more your style. I like the glue because I can wiggle it a little bit. So then I flip this over, and you're going to put it a little bit above halfway. And just center that in, or just line it up to the left side, and then we're going to trim the right side. So again, a little bit more than halfway, and then flip it over and trim even with the edge. Or if you have a little mini cutter or something like that, that works great too. There we go. My wastebasket did not make it onto the table, so I've got little scraps kind of everywhere. All right, so that's what we're building on. So now we're going to take the giveaway ribbon, which, by the way, to get into the drawing, so simple. All you have to do is let me know where you're watching from, like or comment, comment on the video, or share it on your timeline or with a group of crafters and let me know that you've shared. I know that over Thanksgiving some things were shared because I think I had 17 new people who wanted to join my Facebook group, which is called Happy Stampers Stamping to Share. So if you're on my Facebook page, there's a link there to join that group. And what is nice about that group, I mean, not that I do tons of stuff in there, but when I am going to do a video, I let you know that I'm doing a video on my page, and then, my goodness, at least then you're notified that I'm doing a video, because otherwise, how would you ever know? Because Facebook, sometimes they let you know stuff, and sometimes they don't. But typically, if you're in a group, you'll at least see what is being posted in the group, and thus then you know that I'm going to be doing something. I also share my newsletters in there, and speaking of newsletters, I sent one out yesterday to my customers about the product kit to go that I'm doing, and so check that out too, because I know a lot of you really enjoy getting those kits in the mail. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we have some more paper here. We've got Mossy Meadow and we have Old Olive. So lots of greens in this card. The Mossy Meadow is about, I think it's a 1/8 inch style bigger than this layer. So really skinny layers here. So the Mossy Meadow is 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And the Old Olive layer is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And we're just going to glue those together. So once again, grabbing the glue, we're going to make a rectangle on the back of each of these. And then we're going to set those right into that mossy meadow. And you can see it's a really skinny layer. It looks great. We're going to do the same thing over here. A nice skinny layer. Looks great. Okay, now we are going to actually set this flush onto our card, but we're going to slip it under our ribbon for a little bit different look. So I'm excited to share that with you. So again, we're going to just add some glue to the back. People are commenting on the beautiful greens. You know, it is funny, but I do love kind of monochromatic cards. So when you take something like this and add all those different greens that we have, it really does make for a striking card. I totally agree. All right, so we slipped this underneath the ribbon for a little bit different look. And we're going to do the exact same thing over here. Slip that under, and you're just making sure that the top and I should say the top of the card and the left-hand side of the card are about even. And we still have a little stamping to do. We're going to put Season's Greetings down here, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Mat because it's a photopolymer stamp set in the Pines. So I'm going to ink it up. Season's Greetings goes right here. Remember, when you're stamping on cardstock that's not Whisper White or Very Vanilla, leave it sit for a little bit longer to give that ink a chance to soak in, because the Very Vanilla and Whisper White will pick that ink up perfect really fast. But if you're stamping on a cardstock with a little more tooth, you need to be a little more patient and let the ink really go into the cardstock. So there we go. It looks really nice, doesn't it? Now we're going to take those tree panels that we already have finished up here, and we're going to add those onto this card front with dimensionals. So I have my special pack of dimensionals that I use just for videos, just because then I don't have to take the time of, you know, taking all of those little pieces off the back, which gets a little bit monotonous, especially when you're making two cards, and I do like to use dimensionals. So what I did is I just cut down a couple of my silicone craft sheets, and then I took packing tape to take all of the little pieces off of the dimensionals so it all goes off at one swoop. And then I took the back off, and I just store it between my silicone sheet here. All right, so then we have this all ready to go. It's just going to go on our card. Just center that in. Give that a little press. And we're going to do the same one with this one. Center that in as best you can. Give it a little press. And now we're going to put these onto the front of our card base. So again, easy peasy. You're just going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue. And let's go ahead and put these in. And then we just have the finishing crowning touch, which are the beautiful gems we're going to put on here. And we'll be using a Take Your Pick tool to do that. Oh, you guys are so nice. Thank you so much for all the likes and hearts and love. You guys are awesome. Okay, that looks great. All right, so if you're making these for Christmas and you don't want to add jewels because you're going to be mailing them all and you don't want to, you know, maybe you're putting a picture over the top, so just stop right here and call this good. But if you want to add the jewels, which we always want to add jewels if we can, we're going to. So what I did is I've got two different sets of jewels here. I've got the gilded gems that we're just going to put 2 of those on the tree part. And then we're going to use the Wonderful Gems and add 3 of those, just as really beautiful accents on this card. So let me grab the jewels, and we've got the take your pick tool. So I'm going to use some of the large ones here, and you just push that off, and it's not pushing off today. Here we go. I don't know what's happening. Let me try that again. So we're just going to set this in here. I think I'm going to bring it down. So you're going to set the first one just a little bit above the ribbon. I'm going to try this again. I think the problem is, oh, I don't have enough of the putty showing. There we go. Oh yeah, that works so much better when you actually put some putty on the end of your pick tool. All right, so there's one, there's another. Then I'm going to take some medium jewels. We'll put a medium one up here. And a medium one up here. And then we're going to do the red Wonderful Gems. And I'm going to use, there's 2 sizes, so I'm going to use a large down here at the bottom by the Season's Greetings. And then I'll use a large up here on both of our cards, and then a small as an accent right next to that one. There we go. Oh, these cards are so pretty. Let's count the layers once. So we'll count the layers. We've got gold, so that's 1. The blue is 2. The old olive is 3. The mossy meadow is 4. We've got another night of navy for 5. And then we have the pear pizzazz here, which is 6. And then we have our card base, which is 7. So this is a 7-layer card. How fun is that? So no wonder I used it as a top 10 card, because these were not quick cards to put together. I actually took some time with these and wanted to really wow my downline for doing such awesome work in October. So these were the top 10 cards for October. So thank you everyone so much for sticking this out with me. It was really great having you here. I always enjoy these videos so much. I usually do them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I love sharing the cards that you mail to me as well. So thank you everybody. Have a great weekend. We are excited to head up to the cabin again because we love going there. So we'll be up there in the pines. Talk to you soon. Bye everybody.